It's just a drop in the bucket. Just a drop in the bucket. It's just a drop in the bucket. Just another day in the hole. Just another drop in the bucket.
Well, folks, welcome to Just a Drop in the Bucket, another day in the hole, the final episode. The final episode of this show that we've set out as an endeavor in July when Frater made put up a 3 minute clip we couldn't give the people on Friday night nothing. We went out in the Pontiac and we set out with a quest to give fine entertainment to the folks at VidMe, which has had difficulties. But now we're going to end it with grace. Lots of grace. So, this is the end of this show we started. I mean, right now we're enjoying the new Frater versus Retro and all of its hijinks, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. It's going to end. It's like, well, that's the way it is, Reality is, it kind of ended at the second episode of this new revamped show. We were going to do the other show, and that show takes priority, and it's funnier and better and everything. And, Ole Anderson, look, you did well, I think, but the people didn't get you. People pretty much understood you maybe back in the 80s and 70s and 60s, but they didn't understand you in 2017. So it's time to go. It's something. I think do a biography. Maybe I could do a biography on him. I think that wouldn't be best. I think it would just be best just to let it go and can he call either? He's had his broadcasting rights revoked. Frater, that's the thing is, you don't mess with Frater. He'll just pull that funding like and there's some tits right there. See, that's what we do here in this show. We make general observations. So. It is a good quest we're coming up right here. That is really good stuff. Oh, I know. It is really a good quest. So, that is a final episode for Graves. We started it as late night VidMe. Frater, oh, by the way, gave me permission to say that name. He gave me the permission. He knows that that we're afraid to get sued by him, but he said you could bring it up because it's basically an extension of that, even though he canceled that. Technically, there shouldn't be any kind of connection with this show and that, but it's kind of connection. So, what happened? What happened with his show? I mean, well, number one, you need to understand there's about 1 billion people out there doing the same thing. They're bringing up this game footage and they have a commentator. People were into these crazy old men going on these adventures like us. We bring in ratings. And that is some terrible singing. Karita, stop it. And yeah, folks. And apparently there's people like it. Okay, it's not that good, folks. Hey, it's not that good. She needs to really stop singing. She does. Okay, so Oli just sucks. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Sucks that we gotta still do this show one more time, but Frater's like, he kind of begged. He said that it would be good to have it end on a good note. because otherwise it's just going to get canceled. You know, it's not going to have a proper send-off. Everything should have a proper send-off. He says everybody's going to be on. Everybody.
Oh, no. Did you just say everybody?
Yeah, I mean, everybody I guess we've ever worked with, and didn't have much of a choice to work with.
Oh, no. We've had so many hijinks on this show. I mean, remember we had Maoist rebels with Rob Skiba, the Flat Earther. They took over our show.
That's right. See, now we got two shows that have kind of went weird and rogue. You know, originally what happened was we had Late Night Vid Me. We had Late Night Vid Me. It got canceled by Frater. Frater was on hard times. He was looking for a job. He finally got one, but he canceled his pre-order of the Xbox One X. He got mad. He hated video games, and he just wanted to cancel the hell out of Late Night Vid Me. So, but he didn't revoke our broadcasting rights. That was key. So then we had to do our own show. We had no budget. So I found this old shed out in the woods, and that became Two Men in the Shed. And it was a disaster. An absolute disaster. We had Pooh Guppy Adams take our shed and modify it like it was a car. It wasn't a car, it's just full of concrete. He made the thing into a giant cinder block, folks. I still can't believe it. He did that to us.
It was terrible. I remember, it was like, there was no shed, it was just a tent, and there you were.
Yeah, 2 men in a tent. We were starting to hit rock bottom, but who would have imagined what was to come, that we were just beginning to hit rock bottom. So then, you know, we got the shed back, we had to get the concrete out, and we started this whole process of going under the new format, which I still to today, I don't even know if anyone's going to watch this one, but maybe because we're involved, it might help. So then, you know, then I thought for the longest time we were all by ourselves out there. Of course, that would be what, like 3 episodes or something?
Yeah, we really didn't have that much time with the new show. I mean, it really was a disaster.
Yeah. So what happened was, there's this neighbor, this guy named Ole Anderson. I didn't even know he lived out there, and there was apparently a cabin out there, or maybe it just magically appeared, and there he is. And he's just cranky, banging on the door at all hours, and I tried to fight him about it, and he basically suplexed me in the air, and I was at a loss. And you know, at the time, I'll be honest with you folks, I didn't want to, I wanted to go back to being in a studio, or at least the Pontiac. I want to at least record the show in a car, not have to do this out in a tent or something, or a shed. I was kind of like, maybe Ole would buy it, and then I could just make another show and go from there. And so he accepted.
But you didn't consult me, a co-host. And
Graves, you're just a buck. And I've been pushing you around for a long time.
You just sounded like DSP right there, you know, snorting.
I know. It does sound like that. Okay, so listen to this.
We're just walking for the longest time up this hill.
Yeah, we're just walking.
It's not even relaxing. I mean, a lot of you step in the snow, you get that nice crunchy sound.
Yeah, there's no good, nice, crunchy sound. Um, yeah, so what happened was you know, so one night, I'm in the shed, and I have to sleep there. I got nowhere else to go, folks. So I hear like weird sounds outside the shed. Weird sounds. And I'm like telling whoever it is, just bugger off. Before I know it, I see red flags everywhere. Oh, it's a big giant frost spider. Ow. Wow. Holy wow. Okay, so basically, I get gagged by these like Maoist soldiers. I didn't even think the Louvre had any like Maoist groups or guerrilla soldiers. That's something all new for me. So then, I'm sorry, Graves. You came to the shed and there was nobody there. And unfortunately, Oli was there because Oli pretty much was taking over the show anyways. I'm sure Frater was really all about that. But of course, once he saw his views, he revoked his broadcasting rights because he's like, you're just wasting time on our channel. Yeah, it was terrible. He was a bully. Well, I bully you anyways. But I bully you. He had no right. So yeah, so I appreciate you guys trying to go look for me. What is it? It was that flat Earth guy. He's relentless. Those flat Earth people are crazy. They're like telling me, you gotta believe in the flat Earth. You're not saved. Like it's a religion. It's a cult. It's it's become something very intense. It's one thing to have an alternative theory. It's okay. It's okay, folks. But don't you be shoving it down someone's throat because then it's not okay. Because then it's not about free will anymore. It's about fear. So, okay. So, yeah, so I was kidnapped and all. And I'm sure that was when, really, it was terrible. He started to change the show. Like, he reformatted everything. And yes, it's because he thinks if we were like all the other million channels,
yes,
not doing stories, if we just played the games, they'll bring the people. They didn't bring anybody. Okay, the views were terrible. The amount of thumbs up he got were like none. I saw that later.
Give me just a moment.
Frater. Fortunately, Frater just Frater just, it's a lot of times it takes him a while just to even figure out what's going on,
Now,
But
I'll show you the source of the nightmare.
yeah, so
Over here.
So basically,
Behold the skull of corruption, the source of Dawnstar's woe.
you kind of went
We must
quiet
reach the
there.
inner sanctum and destroy
Well,
it.
just
Come, there's
trying
no
to
time
get
to
this
lose.
footage set up here. So basically, what the? So, yeah, so once you guys got me back, but then what happened was the Maoists got the shed. They got the shed. They had us outnumbered. They were armed. So that was really like the first time where we physically lost a property to somebody else. Because we were just working for Frater, with Late Night Enemy, we didn't own any of that, and when you wanted to cancel it, that was it.
Priests must
But
have
with-
activated this barrier when the miasma was released.
But with, but see, with,
Impossible, actually.
But was she with,
There
now
may
that
be a
2
way
men
to
and his
bypass
ship was
the
gone,
barrier, but I must
you know,
check
he's
their
like, here
library
we go,
and
you know.
confirm it can be done.
So, you know, technically it was, even the new show was technically
I
old.
suppose there's no point
You know,
concealing the truth
I
any
could
longer.
have debated it. I
My
could have
knowledge
debated,
of
well,
this
no,
temple comes
2
from
men and
personal
shit is yours.
experience.
This isn't
I
yours.
was a priest of
But you
Vermina.
try to piss an Anderson off. They're
The orcs
relentless.
invaded the temple.
I didn't want to get
All
put
fled.
into some joint hold
Left my
forever.
brothers and sisters
So,
to die.
it was just better off
Spent the
just to
last
kind of
few
accept
decades
it.
living in regret and seeking redemption
So,
from power. And by her
then we
benevolence,
started just to
I
drop in
will
the bucket.
right my wrongs.
And that's the story,
I
you
still
know,
have
and
my
of course
key
at
to
the
the
time
library.
there
Whenever
was
you're
kind of
ready,
no point because, you
let's
know,
move
Freighter pretty much had us on for New Freighter versus Retro, and that was it. That was
More
really it.
holds that the skull of corruption holds a
But
constant hunger
we
for
left,
remembrance.
you know, and the time
The
Ulrich
skull
was
has been
kind
out
of
of touch
pestering
for
and
so long.
pestering. He
I
wanted
fear
his
it's
show,
gained
and
the ability to
you
reach
know,
out
and
on
I
its
said,
own
well,
and try
we're
to feel.
abandoning this show,
What
and
it does with these memories
you know,
is
we
just
didn't really
conjecture,
bother even tell
and
him. We just
argument
sort
for
of
scholars
left.
and historians
And
to
yes,
this
we were
very
in a
day.
hole in the ground. You tried doing a show from a shed. That's crap, guys. That's crap.
We
Well,
mustn't
you
tell
tried
them.
doing a
The
hole in the
skull needs to be
ground.
destroyed as
You
soon
know,
as possible.
that's even worse. So we're not even doing a show from a hole in the ground. It is a really boring story. Well, not really. It's pretty epic. I mean, how many people have, like, their show canceled, they start a new show, and it gets stolen by a crazy man, and then finally it gets stolen by Maoist rebels with a flat earth rebel. That's
just up here.
kind of, it can't be topped. So,
Be careful.
I really must
You're
ask,
certain to find more of the awakened within.
I wonder what happened to the other show, the 2 Men in the Shed. I wonder, somewhere out in China that there's this show. It's showed on their TV, and there's the shed, and that's really a possibility. That's really crazy.
Watch it.
Those guys are probably running the show.
We're still under attack.
I got a phone call here. See who it is.
Oh, hi guys, Steve Rob Skiba.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't you steal this show too? We're just doing this last one, Rob Skiba. We're just putting an end to it all, you know.
Oh, that's fine. Would you guys want to hear for another 3 hours about the flat Earth? I can.
No! Please, sir. No, don't do it.
Oh, all right. But you probably want to know how the shed is doing.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I mean, you guys kind of took it from us, you know.
Well, that was for the
Library
greater
used to be
good.
filled with arcane volumes.
See, what is going on is that
Almost
that's the
everything
final piece for what
I
we
hope
need
the tome
to
we need is still
bring out
intact.
the whole flat Earth to the world. Problem is there's some kind of puzzle to it, and we can't figure it out.
What? It's a puzzle? It's a damn shed.
Oh, you guys don't have like an independent understanding of how important this shed is. It's really important. Problem is we can't figure
Barring
it
any
out.
more
And
interruptions,
these mouse
perhaps we can
rebels,
locate the
they're
information.
really annoying. I don't really want to do this anymore.
We're looking for a book of alchemical
kinda-
recipes called
Kind of outnumber
the
me
Dream Straw.
by like a couple
The
billion
tome
people.
bears the likeness of Vermina on the cover.
It sounds like a
Should be there
terrible
somewhere.
thing you've gotten yourself into.
It really is actually pretty bad.
You'll check the
They
shelves
can't
around the
figure
balcony.
this shit
I'll
out.
check around the
I
lower
can't
level.
either. This is really stupid.
See, that's what you get. You just push this thing down people's throats. You know, maybe the Earth's flat. Maybe it...
Oh, it is flat. For a second there, you didn't sound retarded. That's good. We just can't have that. So, yeah, I just want to give you guys an update. Goodbye.
Well, at least he didn't go for 3 hours talking about the flat Earth. You know, this last show, I don't want to have various theories that the Earth is flat. I never thought we'd live in such a time that, well, yeah. You know, they always say it, everything kind of comes back in time. You know, like, I can remember back in, like, the 90s and stuff, like, people talking about, like, you know, 60s fashions coming back. You know, and that was really, like, a mind-blowing thing to the people back in the 90s and the O's and stuff. But, no, it really does come back. Everything comes back. But if the Black Plague, yeah, that's one, I don't think you need to worry, but if it were to, we would be screwed. But, you know, we're a cleaner race now compared to then. People didn't even take showers, Peter Graves. So that's pretty much it. So,
Yes, my son. What is it I can help with?
that's really it. You know what we're waiting for, don't you? Yes. Yes, I know what we're waiting for. We've gotten a phone call from Rob Skiba. Who do you think else wants to call us on the last show? Because Frater gave permission for it, pretty much anybody to walk on. You know who it is. And we got a phone call. I got... Hello. Oh, hello. Who is this? I am a shoe salesman. I sell shoes. And I got something to tell you.
Yes, my son.
Oh boy, this guy. See, folks, this is a shoe salesman from the 1800s. And he has a specific sales pitch that is pretty intense.
Yes.
Sir, you want to talk about it? Would it help if I wrote it down, what you're going to say? Oh! You want to write a book about it?
Quite amazing.
I'll write this down, Charlie.
And the blessings of a divine.
You ready?
Down into
Yeah, I got the paper.
Sadly,
All right, you write this book down. Buy my shoes, or to hell with you. Click.
The elixir won't work for me.
That's really all he says. That's really all he ever said on the show. That was really crazy. Well, it was funny when we had him. When we kind of pranked Peter Molyneux. Peter Molyneux, you know, he came on, he was just pitching all these things. And so then finally at last, we kind of cornered him, and we had him talk to this guy, and this guy just tore him to pieces. It was really funny. Yeah, that was good times. So, oh, the phone's ringing. Yeah, hello, who is it? Well, hello there. Hello, everybody. I have some pleasant news for both of you. Oh, it's Peter Molyneux. Oh, Peter, do you finally have a demo to something? No, I have a new pitch. Oh, this is all he does.
it's like I said, this is all he does. He just pitches things at you all day. He just pitches things at you all day.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh, Molyneux, what is it?
So, I thought about it. What about a video game where you're a leaf and you fall gently to the ground? And there, as you slowly fall to the ground, there's a little boy. A little boy named Milo. And then he has another friend who's an overseer. And
Uh-oh. Peter, you do realize that Pooh Guppy Adams, is technically still the overseer.
what? No, this is a fresh contest.
No, Peter. You set up that contest and he won it. And we got a phone call.
Well, hello there.
He's here. Okay, Pooh Guppy. You got the floor with Peter Molyneux.
Oh, I don't want to talk to him. He's insane. No.
It should be in a small
So I'm still
very
the
similar to a
overseer,
potion.
correct?
I'll begin searching.
Oh, this is terrible. No, you don't understand. My new game. We were gonna have a contest, but I won the contest.
So, Pooh Guppy Adams, Peter Graves, you want to give him the good news?
You'll be viewing
Well,
the
we have
memory of
very good news for
through your
you,
own
Pooh
eyes
Guppy
and
Adams.
with your own body.
Whoa, I love good
Those
news.
around you will perceive you as normal.
Well,
and you will find the words
apparently
you
we
utter may not be your
we've
own.
sent you the address to Peter
Thanks to all
Molyneux,
these
so you
odd
can
principles,
you
there's
could
quite a
talk
lot
to
of
him and
debate
maybe
as
even
to whether
talk
this is really a
be
dream
his
or
own
just
personal
imaginations of their
overseer.
meaning.
Well, that's a really great present,
I will
Peter
watch
Graves.
over you as you slumber to ensure your safety.
I also have
If I
really
deduce
good
anything as amiss,
news
I
for
will use
Peter
my powers to bring
Molyneux.
you back. Otherwise, I'm uncertain what will end your dream stride. Perhaps when Vermina's curious appetite has
What
been
is
filled.
it? Well, you know that jaguar you got? Oh, what about my jaguar? Oh God, he's gonna be over at my house every day. Yeah, I'm gonna get wait to see the demo of the game. But your jaguar. Whoa, hello there. Well, I have good news for you. There's been modifications. Your jaguar is in my garage. And he took a hose, a nice garden hose, nice green garden hose, shoved in the tailpipe, shoved that sucker right up that tailpipe, concrete flowing into the car, and beautiful, beautiful spurts of concrete. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spurts. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, sometimes it takes a little shock and awe to put an end to a con artist. There you go, Peter Graves. I think he's done. He hanged up.
That was a magnificent end. I think he's done. I don't know if he's going to be on the New Freighter versus Retro, or
I don't think so. I don't remember him filming anything, and our freighter don't want him on the show. So he's done. So good job, Pooh Guppy.
So this is the last show.
Yeah, it's it was never truly ours. It was Ole's, but he had his broadcasting privileges revoked, and Frater pretty much said your choices are the last show could have been the last show, or you can just give it to us and we'll give it a goodbye. And Ole did the right thing. He made the right call.
Well, I still have his truck.
Oh no. You did.
Yeah, it was a special surprise.
Oh dear. You put the hose up the tailpipe and
Oh, I love that. The 56 special.
the 56 special. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. That sounds something else.
So, see, Graves, can't you already see, how much better the show is?
It is, yeah, it's a lot of flavor, a lot of personality.
I'm like, see, Ole just says the drizzling shits all the time. He's just sort of a limited character. I kind of liked when you and him were going off to save me, and I thought that was some pretty good character. And it just showed that, he, probably did have a little bit of what you needed to run this show, and could run it for a little while, but it sort of hit its wall pretty quick. So, that's pretty much it.
Are you collecting years right now at Skyrim?
Yeah. Well, this is like Ole's footage. He never added any kind of voiceover to this, so we're going ahead and we're just talking over it. We're not really playing it, and he's doing good, and he's doing really good. And, to be honest with you, Skyrim is pretty much the only game that really matters right now. But I've been playing LA Noire on the Nintendo Switch, and it's just absolutely great. It's an absolutely fine game. It's just terrific and very addicting, and it's fun to do the street crimes. To do all those street crimes. I mean, it's funny, like, I'll talk to my partner and say, what you should do? Well, you should go over to this place, question this lady, and it's like, I know in my head, no, we're going to be doing the street crimes forever. There's about 40 of them total. So, in order to stop them, if you just want to do the normal cases, you just grab a normal car and it kind of stops you from getting them. Then when you want them again, you just get into a squad car. That's what you do.
Yeah, it was always a very fascinating game.
Yes, my son.
So
What is it I can help
you're
with?
You're gonna be crushing some flowers. I love crushing vegetables.
Yes,
Well,
my
that's
son.
some alchemy
What
right
is it I
there,
can
yeah.
help with?
That's a fun aspect of the game. It's fun,
Yes, my son. What is it I can help with?
So, we got a phone call. Oh, let's see who it is. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, Fraser, how's it going?
Yes.
Oh,
my
good,
son.
yeah. It's
What is
good
it I
that
can
Ole
help
allowed you to do this last episode. Yeah, I think it's a lot better. Oh, yeah, all these personalities, it's already really funny. And
I'm relieved
He,
he discovered the portal intact.
he
This
believed in
place
the
looks
old
as though it was
ways. He
ransacked
believed
by the
that,
orcs.
like,
So,
you should just have
I've
the
taken us this far,
broadcaster in the
but you need
game.
to guide us the rest of the way.
Somehow is what
Drake.
people want to see. They don't want to see you. They want to see the game.
Dawn Star's fate.
Well, if that's
rests
true,
in that
then
tiny
there isn't
ball.
any reason to watch
The longer we
anybody.
wait,
You could just
more
play the
damage
games
they'll need to
yourself,
be
or you
doing to
can
those poor people. I understand
you
your
could probably just
hesitation,
find
but I
like a
promise you
silent
that it
let's play,
works.
because they exist. I mean, like there's one of every NES game ever made. There's
Let's
plenty of
continue.
that
We
actually.
still have much to do.
You don't want to hear anybody. Usually people do this because they're looking for a specific personality. It entertains them. It's the reason why people give DSP so much money. It's because he's actually entertaining.
Yes, my son.
A lot of people don't want to
What is it I
admit
can
that.
help with?
He is entertaining. He's very entertaining because he's kind of goofy. He's just very goofy. So this show's really had some shenanigans. Well, Frater, it's definitely had some ups and downs. I don't even think it was ever planned, was it? No. What happened was I was on VidMe, and I was just putting up old episodes. I have such a backlog from the JTV and Lulu.com days, and also Blip TV. So I had this backlog, and then, I ended up putting up this part of a Ninja Gaiden marathon, which was never completed. You rage quitted on that one. Yeah, I did, Poo Guppy.
Worked.
So yeah, I ended up doing that.
Drinking the torpor and materialized on the other side.
One of the parts was
Never
3
seen
minutes
anything
long.
quite like it.
And you called me up and said, that's way
How I
too
envy
short.
you. I can only imagine the excitement of seeing history through the eyes of another.
Yeah, it's,
Sadly.
yeah,
I am
Frater,
resigned
that
to
was
just
way
reading
too
of
short.
wonders through my research of the skull.
That's just kind of nuts.
Indeed.
So,
My reverence for Vermina's machinations should not take precedence over our mission. My apologies.
so
In
that
the
first
sanctum lies
episode was an
ahead. We
absolute
must reach the skull and
disaster.
put an end to Dawnstar's troubles.
Because I remember
Lead on,
calling
my friend.
you and we just got to talk about it for maybe like 10 minutes. And, I said, well, maybe we just call it the Friday
must get to the
show,
skull
Friday
and destroy
night,
it.
late night Friday or something. Really kind of like cheap. It wasn't like, it wasn't late night VidMe. It wasn't like anything like that. Yeah. And then you're like, well, okay, I can get the audio going now. in your car. Yeah, inside the Pontiac. And then you're like, what about the music? I mean, don't we need like a theme song? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I haven't been a musician in many years, So let's get another one set up here. Okay. So, yeah. So, I kind of went, well, okay, I'll take care of the music. Just give me a little while. And, I started looking up the prices for the stuff from first parties. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I'm not spending any money on this cheap little show on Friday. And it's just to fill in until, the new Frater versus Retro gets going. That's the real show. So I went, I'll go third party. And that's where problems began. Yes. I said, I'll go third party. It'll just solve itself. It'll be some cheap thing. You see it on YouTube all the time, third parties. For the music of the video. So, this song was terrible. Yeah, so I found a phone number online and I called it. Yeah, that was really good business you did with me. Thanks, Poo Guppy. I didn't know it was you. Yeah, did you know that, Gregory Beck? What? What was that? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's Poo Guppy Adams. Just freaks out. randomly. Yeah, so I have another business, which is third-party music for the internet. That's terrible, Frater. Yeah, and what he basically does is he just takes other people's videos and he finds weird third-party music, and he just puts it on your album, your video. So he gives me the track. What was it, like Music Incorporated, or what was it, Poo Guppy? It's music Cinderblock. Music Cinderblock, yeah. I was kind of like, this sounds like Poo Guppy Adams. It can't be. It's just one of those weird things. So, yeah, he gives me this music, which is Mexican vaporwave music.
Thanks to you,
I never even heard of such a thing. I love vaporwave, but I never heard of some Mexican nationalist song for an election being turned into a vaporwave song.
I was scared.
That's crazy, man.
Enough of your lies.
Yeah, it was bad, Frater, and it makes us so weird.
No choice.
Like, there was that Thanksgiving marathon, and that's the first episode, and that's just so... Yeah. So then, you know, you made me aware of what it was, and I was like, oh, dear. Yeah, so you know what he did, Frater? After the first episode, he realized he just took somebody else's video. So what he did is he found some kind of cover band locally to sing a version of it. It's terrible.
No, it's a really good song, though. I really like that.
Well, I know, Pukapi, but that's terrible. In our ears and everybody else's ears in the mass populace of the earth. It's terrible music.
No, it was really good.
It was really bad. It was really terrible. So he gave you a cover song track, which was even worse. I was kind of like, okay, I made a mistake here. And then, of course, that's when you and Peter Graves apparently were able to find something cheap with Neil Diamond. And, Neil Diamond was kind of a staple of the show for a little bit, which was kind of weird because I never was a fan of Neil Diamond. I never liked him. I just thought he was just a lounge singer. And, Fraser's a phone call. Okay. Hello? Yeah, I made a song.
The skull must be destroyed.
Just for you.
I'll perform the ritual.
Oh, Neil Diamond. We haven't heard from you in many months. How is it? I got a song. Just for your last show. Alfred. Songs are terrible.
The skull hungers.
I think we're good, Neil. Because we got the Just a Drop in the Bucket in our day and the whole song, which I actually really like. I actually really like that song. So we're really good, you know.
The skull will be free,
I love your music.
will
Please
turn on
sing
you.
for me.
Please don't sing.
Kill him now.
Here
Kill
comes
him
your
and claim the skull for your
song.
own. Vernina commands you.
There is a daisy named Thoric. I see the guy going up the stairs. And click. I'm sorry. That was terrible. I told you it was bad, Frater, but it was that or Pugapi's music back then. Yeah, I know.
Yes, my son.
And you know
What is
I
it I
would
can
have
help
went
with?
cheap again. Yes, you
We
would.
must get to the skull and
Yes, you
destroy
would.
it.
So
Forgive me. If
I have
don't
the
appear
question:
relieved.
is
This
Ole
temple is
Anderson
taking
going
its
to
toll on me.
get a chance to say hi, or is he
In
kind of
time,
done, Frater?
I believe I will.
It's up to him.
I'd constructed a meager
I
shrine
didn't
tomorrow
ever
in the
tell him he
antechamber
can't
where
call
we entered.
into a show
My
if there's a
intention was
call
to spend
in.
the rest of my years here, burying the past.
It's just he's
praying
not
for
allowed to
forgiveness.
broadcast anymore.
But instead,
So
I wish to offer
It's
my
up to him.
services to you. If you ever wish to journey with me, I'll be here.
I love Skyrim.
There's no need to thank me. What
It's
you
a
did
really
was for
great
the
game.
people of Dawnstar.
It's
anyone should
very
be thanked,
relaxing. It's
It should be you.
best thing to do is to just kind of take it all in, you know, just do one little corner of the map and then just work your way out. That's actually a good idea. Like, go to the littlest corner of the map that you can possibly go, like the farthest corner, and just see where there's a cave or whatever, and just sort of work your way out. So many ways to play this over and over, and and the funny thing is, there's so many small, tiny, little quest things, like little fetch quests, that after a while you forget about some of the bigger stuff and forget how fun it is. And I love the fact that it's on Nintendo Switch because it's portable. You take it anywhere you want. Yeah, it's great. This is probably the longest episode we've done yet. It's really long. We used to keep
Azura's
this
wisdom
down
to
to
you,
about
friend.
10 to 15. At least 15. You know, because it's just overkill. Yeah, that's the last episode. So, Frater, you gotta talk about it. What's the future have for VidMe? You know, like for this channel. I have it plotted out. Probably by the time you hear this, I probably have got a backlog of stuff that is scheduled and it will automatically play. Because the position I'm in right now is I'm pretty much working 60 hours a week. Yeah, you heard it. 60 hours a week. So I have no time anymore for this.
Be careful.
And anything you see is all automatic. It was done back when I was unemployed. just totally ramming it through. But enough stuff that, you know, it's like I could be at work and I could care less. You know, I could be like, yes, you know, like my VidMe channel's doing its own thing, and then it's all automatic. You know, because this is just, you know. It's just a drop in the bucket. Just a drop in the bucket. It's just a drop in the bucket. Just another day in the hole. Just another drop in the bucket. It's just a drop in the bucket. Just a drop in the bucket. It's just a drop in the bucket. Just another day in the hole. Just another drop in the bucket.